I love you. People rarely start letters off that way, but they say you should always start a thing off the way you want to finish it. I like to start with the truth. If your parents like to rush you, it's probably because I was so eager for you to get here in the first place, and it became a habit for them on my account. Or maybe it's just them, but that's a possibility. They brought you to me as soon as possible. Well, your mom did. I can't recall if your dad was there. I think so. It was urgent. You see, the first time I ever saw you, you weren't yet born. You may or may not think that is crazy talk, but far stranger things have happened to me alone than that. And there's good record of stranger things happening to others. Not everyone talks about such things because it seems like crazy talk. But scientifically, it's known that time is only an illusion. A persistent illusion, they call it. And I like to say spiritually that God is not bound by time. Apparently, I was born at the right time, and for some good reason. Not to speak too highly of myself. When I was a child, many people came to see me, and they came often. Some of them were ministers. Ministers would come and see me from distant places. I can remember them saying, "It's him." I didn't then, and still don't know exactly why. I can remember being in church and my mother saying to the people, "I know you all expect a lot of my child, but he's just a baby." They once asked me, the ministers who came to visit, "What do you want more than anything else in the world?" My answer was a wife. I couldn't think of anything more beneficial or desirable in the world. They said, "We're going to help you find her. And it's very important who your wife is." There were many that I saw, but when I saw you, I was hysterical, uncontrollable, filled with joy, and ecstatic. First I paused, speechless, smitten. Then I ran around the house. I flipped out. I went Mia crazy. I didn't know then that you hadn't been born yet. And I took it rather for normal that I was looking into the future and seeing you. When I first saw you in person, you weren't yet a year old. I was sitting on the parking lot curb in front of my grandmother's house, 2924 South Tryon Street. Some people pulled up in a vehicle while I was sitting there pensively, pondering a pain inside that was unfamiliar and unexplainable. They said, "We brought you something." I complained that I didn't want it. I wasn't interested in any toys. I was upset, trying to find out why. As I was walking to the curb, I had just made up my mind to be obedient to God. And when I made that decision, it required letting go of something I wanted badly, something I had also saw in a vision. It was another girl. You know her. Her name is Ryan. I thought choosing to obey would give me peace, but it gave me pain, at least in the immediate space of that decision. They said, "It's not a toy we brought to you," and this piqued my interest. I said, "What is it?" Finally, I looked up and there was a baby seat. So I guess there might be a baby in it. I was still upset and angry, but I was curious. I said, "I don't want to see her." Then I asked, "Is it a her?" They said, "Yes. Just come look at her." said, I still don't want to. And then I thought about it. I said, bring her to me. And they moved closer. And while I was still sitting, I reached up my left hand and I put it into the car seat. And without looking, my left hand touched her left forearm. Your left forearm. And your skin was smooth. And the touch brought immediate happiness to me. I was happy too that it was a real baby, so I stood up and I looked at you closer. And when I looked down at you, you looked back up at me and you smiled so beautifully, so happy. And I smiled. I said, she loves me. And they said, yes. And I loved you. Your smile was infectious. It was radiant. The epitome of love. Even as it is to this day. I asked if I could hold you. Although in the past, I was avoiding holding babies. And they permitted it. I said, I'll leave her in the carrier because she's too precious to drop and I don't know much about holding babies. But I couldn't resist holding you. They said, take her out, but I was scared. Eventually I did, and I talked to you like you were my best friend. Some baby talk, some plain language, but I just love talking to you. And I could have just kept talking to you forever. That's a consistent thing with you and I. Before you were born, I would talk to you too. Especially during distressing times. You're the one I would talk to. You see, my family, they argued often and it stressed me out. I was never for arguing and conflict, but I'm about peace. They would annoy me and I'd yell out to God, I need Mia. And then when I knew he had heard me, I'd lay on my back, usually in the kitchen, and I would just tell you everything that was on my mind, uninhibitedly. Even if my family was listening, I'd just tell you how much they were getting on my nerves and how I wanted to be away so badly. I just wanted to get away and just stay away. I never held back when I was talking to you, and so I love talking to you. And I did so more and more often, even if I wasn't distressed, and you became my favorite. Sometimes I'd ask you to let me see you, and you let me. Or God let me, or both. I'm not sure how that works. The next time I saw you in person, you were walking, and honestly, I was filled with lust. You were wearing a skirt, I remember. After that, I don't think I saw you again until I was in high school and went to see The Matrix, the movie at the AMC 22 Pavilion in South Charlotte. You were there with your mom and seated behind me. I was with my girlfriend at the time. The movie was so exciting. I jumped up and I started doing martial arts along with it. You know, when Neo started to figure things out. And then someone said, sit down, we didn't come to see you. I said, oh, you didn't? I'm sorry, I got so excited, I thought people came to see me. And your mom said, I came to see you. And I said, you did? She said she had to come see the young man that loved her daughter so much. You were next to her, on her right-hand side. But I couldn't see you at first. She told me about you, that you were my wife. I was confused, because I didn't recall all that had taken place in my youth. So I asked, is she pretty? And then I looked at your mom and I thought, well, of course she must be pretty if she came from you. And then I saw you, like a light. knows without words. You were beautiful then too, as at every moment I've ever seen you. I don't want to recount every instance that I've ever seen you, but I'm looking for new moments and instances with you that don't fade into the past, but generate better and still more instances without end. Do you remember a time before you were born? I wonder. I do. I remember what it was like. I remember talking to God. I say Elohim or Yahuwah. I remember making agreements with him before arriving here. It makes me realize that all things are guided by providence. I know that you have gifts given by God beyond natural things. Sometimes, as a human, having a human experience, I have forgotten some spiritual things. Sometimes I have forgotten and doubted my own connection even. I have erred and strayed. It is a human condition. You see, the other girl, Ryan, and I, we were born about the same age, and when they told me that you weren't born yet, I was distraught. I couldn't wait for you to get here. And so I asked God to send me someone else as a playmate, someone to keep me company until you got here. I didn't know that I would fall for her and jeopardize the plan that God had in place for me with you. I apologize for that. I realize now that when I decided as a child to obey God, the pain behind that decision was in letting go of that I had chosen for myself. I had forgotten the things that God had shown me and how happy I was at first sight of you. Afterward, I told God I would marry whomever he sent to me, without question, without doubt, and without fear. And it was at that instance that you showed up, relieving my pain. And I had a vision of how beautiful you would become. I took a gulp and said, damn, I didn't know she was going to be that fine. Then I realized the reason God wanted me to be obedient was because he had something better in mind for me. I don't plan to ever go against this plan again. It's taken me time to realize that it's you. I tried to make it work with others, and for some time it does in small ways. But ultimately, I realize that what is missing is that perfect and acceptable will of God. And I also realize that that will inevitably leads to you. I'm hoping and waiting that you'll realize the same. And now that I realize, when you're ready, I'm here. And that will not change. Te amo.
Thank you. Dramatic on the beat.
It feels good to not have to pretend. Just listen. I thought about it carefully. It's about more than how fair you are to me, more than how appealing, more than just a feeling, more than the sweet sound of your voice in my hearing, more than showing off the prettiest wife, deeper than death and life. It's about more than power or money. It's about relationship and husbandry. It's about more than proximity, but needing you next to me. It's deeper than artistry, poetry, and calligraphy. It's about a reality better than fantasy. That's everything you are to me. It's about the meaning of your name, Mia, mine, my own, and myself. You are me outside my own body. It's about losing you is losing me. It's about not being able to see past myself. Absolutamente, tu eres la limita del amor. It's about having you and wanting you more and more. It's about the silly face you make, about feeling you through time and space. Me, myself, and I, strong as I am, I found something precious enough to make me cry. Baby, you made me cry. The word was made flesh, and even he well. It's about leadership and following the one that led you to me. I know he knows me, he knows we. Elohim, I and I see you now. See I with a single eye. I in Samek, the power of love I must respect. I see the light inside you. Close my eyes and saw your face, I'm right behind you. Even if I'm in another place, to cleave is to stay, though I leave. If I leave, it's to make a way. How I do love my bride. I felt you inside and knew it was life at the restaurant. I'm trying to remember the words I said. I was unprepared to meet my fate, yet pleased to the core to see your face and meet your brother too. Love instantaneous when I knew it was you. Didn't know exactly what to say, but chose to let love truly speak and said the words to your gorgeous face. Since then things became a mess, but I needed to understand how in punishment he finds a way to still bless, to reveal to me how to enter into his rest. But after all that, baby, it's you. It's one awake from a dream, baby, I see you, and I see you. Baby, it's an emergency, intensively I care for you. Give me your hand, I promise to always be there for you. An infinite ride, better than caravans. Come what may, you next to my side, who cares, I win. Come hailstorm, snow, rain, or fire, even hell itself in poverty or wealth. For the love you inspire, my zeal strong enough to crush an empire. A stone, a rock, a mountain in my hand. The empire falls when that mountain lands. Taking you home is my plan. Well, I guess Django is my name. The D is silent, but I cannot be. For that I'm selfish and greedy. I'm talking genuinely. I'm just selfish about you. But how can you blame me? You're the only one, the only love that's strong enough to claim me. So then claim me, for I claim thee. My hand beneath your thigh. The promise is to you and I. Good things come to those who wait. Nothing to speculate, nothing else to pursue. As surely as y'all lives, S2. It's you. You still behind the door, I was mesmerized by your eyes. Mi Esperanza, I called you, the reason I couldn't know then. I found out, so I'm ready to begin. And the glory is for you and I found my why. And the glory is for you and I found my why. And the glory is for you and I found my why.
Dramatic beat.
Things I talk about most would never believe, but who saw the parting of the sea? I was only 5 when you came to me. I lay down at you and I played with your feet and thought how cool it would be if this is how my wife came to me. I held you in my own lap. How strange but wonderful is that? You were just a baby, but I suppose I was just a baby too. I played with your toes, and what did I know? That you would disappear but somehow find your way back to me? The day I saw you at UNCC, the light within you, it showed you to me. I thought you would be my wife to be, but I see you all consumed with heat, bypassing what was meant to be. You don't even believe, but how could you remember? The world is so cold and I'm used to it. I was born in December. Bad girl, I told you to be, but once you don't do it, and here's what I wanted you to see. Though no matter how the world tries to change you, nothing can stop what you were meant to be. Baby, do you see that with me? You brought me joy, you the most precious thing to ever come to me. I pray that you see, though you, God, touch me so tenderly, and you don't even know it, but you're still touching me a light. I call you light, not loose, and I want the whole world to see. The things I talk about most would never believe, but who saw the part, let us see, or who was there when you came to me? I tell you the truth and let the rest be. Running from the truth is just arresting me. Not being true is just testing me. The pressure's getting the best of me. You said I'd drop you when you came to me, but how the hell could that ever be, knowing what you mean to me? Looking in your face, I told you what you mean to me. I'm crying right now, I just want to see you smile.
With the fucking hits.
Tell me he was never in your heart, and we'll make a new start. Just lie to me. But let's not end like the great Gatsby, fuck it. You loved him, I love him for too. But what could ever compare to you? I don't even know what to do. Working hard as hell to move on, and I just snap back at you. Baby, I see you, and it's an emergency. Yes, I see you.
Rose gold with the fucking hits.
The things I talk about most would never believe. But who saw the part of the seal? Who was there when you came to me? Did I ask for all this truth? Did I ask that all be revealed since my youth? And now that I have it, what am I to do? Who do I give it to, or what can I run to? If I bear it alone, then how did I produce any fruit? If I produce fruit and none eat, then what does it really mean? And if I dream and none can interpret, then what's the meaning of these things? What's the purpose behind pains? What do they gain and when do they refrain? You came back to me, so when do I see the promise that such an event brings? I'm asking, just marry me. Tell me you never loved he. Just lie to me, fuck it, you loved him, I loved before too. But who could ever compare to you? I don't even know what to do. Working hard as hell to move on, and I just snap back to you. Baby, I see you and it's an emergency. Yes, I see you. The things I talk about most would never believe. But who saw the part of the seal? Who was there when you came to me? I'm asking, just marry me. Tell me you never loved he. Just lie to me, fuck it. You loved him, I loved before too. Well, who could ever compare to you? I don't even know what to do. Working hard as hell to move on, and I just snap back to you. Baby, I see you, and it's an emergency. Yes, I see you.
Rose gold with the fucking hits.
Damn. Did I ask for all this truth? Did I ask it all be revealed since my youth? And now that I have it, what am I to do? Who do I give it to? Or what can I run to? If I bear it alone, then how did I produce any fruit? If I produce fruit and none eat, then what does it really mean? And if I dream and none can interpret, then what's the meaning of these things? What's the purpose behind pains? What did they gain? And when did they refrain? You came back to me, so when do I see the promise that such an event brings? The things I talk about most will never believe. But who saw the part of the seal? Who was there when you came to me? You brought me joy. You were the most precious thing to ever come to me. I pray that you see, though you, God, touched me so tenderly, and you don't even know it, but it's still touching me. It's naughty. More dark than light, more light than dark. Touche, you touched and lifted clouds from my heart, me baby. God knew better than I from the start, knows better still. I wanna win your heart, don't wanna tell son of a Yari put us together. So who's really turned apart? Told once I was already, so by and by I came back for you. As I promised, but baby, are you ready? I pray you're indeed. I hated every detour. Going back, I rushed towards you more steadily. I come back to you more directly. Seeing proximity to you is heavenly. The fire in my eyes are cool with love. So I wanna do whatever to keep you happy, though push it come to shove. Me Esperanza, I hope. No coincidence, but providence. I remember your profile back then, said you weren't looking for a boyfriend. Had the messages still, the reason why I was there and I reveal. Your first words to me were scriptural, puzzling words, I read them and froze. Resist the devil and he shall flee. I wonder what those words intended for me, but nothing happens coincidentally. Indeed, I found the devil in me, a twisted image and perspective shaped by a reprobate society. Overstood it, resisted, and that image did flee. Reshaped myself according to the word I heard, realized how foolish and absurd the devil food cake, the blacklist, the blackballing, how childish and immature this name calling, that's appalling. So I called myself by his name, thinking I was doing a thing new, but I had always been the same since before I was born. The same is true of my knowing you. From a child I saw you, that which was not yet made manifest. Case of please, that Elohim's plans have not failed yet. Y hay es nadie que compare a ti, cualquier todo Dios tiene para mí. El mismo es que yo deseo y es tú para mí. Tú ves, yo ve, yo sé, y tú sabes. Mi abuela said I was good at putting puzzles together. It all seems crazy, I confess, she brought me many of them too. I found the missing piece to my most perplexing puzzle, and that essential piece is you. Now then I listen to the elders, though it all seems strange. Longer have they been known and been called by the name. The baby as I learn from them too. Shorter time have they been away from the God of all truth. My family loves to give me babies, a reminder I realize now to remind me of you. I realize mi esperanza, I hope not too late. I associate you with the number 8, a new beginning after God's perfection, and number 7 meaning complete. I know compati, baby come home to me. As then I saw you, now it's only you I see. Even as one who sees infinite possibility in all scenarios. Without you the dream is incomplete. I've seen many a pretty face, but to yours, your touch, your soul, I it's naughty that can compete. As a child I experiment with spirituality in mind. I thought to cross the spans of time, to reach back and speak to King Solomon the wise, and understand from him what it was to be man and king. Imagine my surprise, he grabbed me by the hand and said to me, I am he. Then teach me, I said, I want to be your son, make a decree. Those lessons are much suffering led, and yet I would not change a thing. Suffering brings character and patience, I learned more than I hoped to. I wanted also, I thought, to know polygamy. I mean it worked for Jacob and Esau and Abraham too. Then I gave up on the idea when you were revealed to me. I said yes, just the right one is more than enough. Solomon also learned this lesson, though the road was tough. On this point I learned a bit faster than he. The meaning and blessing of long suffering, I learned this too. But one thing I was anxious for, and this one thing was you. Then I angered for longer and I knew I was wroth with God then, foolish I know, I'm ashamed to say, but that was truth. Not knowing all things, but knowing that something was missing, that is to say, I've been waiting for you. I want to tell you everything, to share and alleviate your pain. Want to hear all your dreams and share in your work and your art. Want to cover you in love, listen to the beat of your heart, and know what moves you to hear your intimate thoughts. Lie next to you, look into your eyes and have pillow talk. Go if you back to where we both got our start. That is to say, love you, hear hints to whence we began. That is to say, to understand, to grow and experience the fruit of Elohim's plan. That is to say, to lift you up in my arms and baby to hold you again. And never let love go. It's hard to tell the truth that may be misunderstood. I've been misunderstood before. Don't want that with the only girl that I adore, Mia more. But let's go back to the beginning. There in the hood upon the curb, Crowley I sat, wondering what requirement I had left unmet. And for another reason too, I'm ashamed to reveal that part to you. Anyway, why am I so unlovable was in my thoughts. Not sure who that was for, but feeling others' pain is something I had learned I could use to restore. Well, this was a pain that I could bear no more. Too much of me, too much suffering. Even I needed help too. There's a lesson to learn there too. Then came you. You were just a baby, even in a carrier too. Witnesses they were. I hope they tell you. My family told me in hints about you. How wonderful the things that God can do. No understanding the will had you then, and yet he used you. Reluctant it was I because of your innocence to claim you. A lesson there is too. Before any decisions were made, I was aligned with you. Baby myself, I empathized that you were just a baby too. The anguish I felt I would not that it should touch you. To drag you into this I felt ashamed to do. Now knowing what a blessing it could also be. Your touch was an amusing saying among my family, meaning that one is a bit crazy. Then one day in high school I realized what being touched really means. From watching someone who was intelligent yet seemed to only sit and daydream. All was not as it seemed. I inquired to see from his perspective and it was granted me. I saw he was touched by God and his days were spent being happy. Touch is our thing. What happens when God touches you? His hand is fearsome and wonderful, crushing you, he refines you. For it pleased him that whom he loved he would bruise, and correction is love of a father for a son. That's victory. Though facing him in defeat, to realize I've already won, and yet I'm passionate and jealous over you. I see a remarkable similarity in this relation twixt myself, the elect, the father, and we. I pray my father that you see. Love was blind, they say. I say, Father, be a lamp unto my feet, and you love back to me. Give me no rest till she is back in my arms. Hold one, old one. Return to your first love. Provocation and jealousy. Zealous for my wife, I need her next to me. As before when I felt ecstasy, how can I divorce thee? Though you go to the ends of the earth, then shall I bring you back? Though we be estranged, every obstacle I shall remove that. I must let you choose, chosen you, I must obey the rule. Not forcing but wooing thee, because one wants to attract love, then I must allow you to see. We feel like hand and glove, I and I see. The light inside, coriander, the spice of life. You restore the taste, your hand and light it upon my face. I can find no better, no other, no way to replace. Tremble of my hand, for this down to accuracy was planned. And two, for the thought of not having you. In part, I by understanding and remove wrong from me. I would this time have my desire, yet no impunity from thee. Correct me as needed, for it is good for me.
yet your will be done. I say have your way with me. My request only I let it be known to have me, Shadi. It is not good that I burn, I yearn and satisfy me. On time, God, you have always gone before me. When my granny Gray came and played a game with me, I knew that she was on her way. I ran her high, put your hand upon my thigh, she said, and made promise to me. Remove it when you feel the heat. I felt the heat as she said, remarkable it was to me. Then removed out my hand, already you have and have known my heart. That is, I would ask, you've known it from the start. Yeah, one thing is needful, I shall serve you, and I will tell your people whatsoever you want me to. Now then, guard my front and rear, and keep me from evil. Keep her too conmigo, si yo tengo favor contigo, por favor, Padre, Hijo, Espíritu Santo, ayúdame, yo necesito mi mía, min samek gimo, acala min samek yo también, do mi lengua verdad español, pienso que en tu familia es criol. Yo soy, and I see you, I see you, yeah girl, I see you.
Do that thing for me one more time.
I love baby hair, that's a double entendre, your baby and I love your hair, and I love the hair along your head too. A man should cleave unto his wife, but cleave means to stay and leave. He stays and then he leaves, he works diligently, then returns. He leaves just to stay, he earns profits and wage through labor and thought if he's sage, and thus he in always cleaves. Now sleep, now wait, now shake, now I make the earthquake. Levitate, I make the levees break. Take an old thing and make it new. From the concrete a rose it grew. If you were a seed, I grow a whole field of you. But revolution's what I'm about. What we talking about? I'm talking about dreams. I'm talking about the throne of the king everlasting. I made your war. I made your war. I wage war with enmity between me and the king. I'm talking about death to the enemy within me. I'm talking loving the enemy. Love an enemy and turn him into friend. We always think external, but best to start within. First conquer self. I'm talking hidden treasures and wealth. Now sleep. Now wait, now shake, now I make the earthquake levitate, I make the levees break. I am not smooth, I am rough, unrefined and tough, yet I am smooth, I am cool, I am gentle enough to soothe with a touch. Apologist, psychologist, criminologist, I am all of this, I am all of these things. I am Christian, yes, I am a little Christ. I am Lucifer, yes, I bear the light. I am Buddha, I'm about enlightenment. I am the Illuminati, I shine so bright. I place a lamp upon the stand, I'm about right, about the way, about the path. I own Yahuwah, please Yahuwah, ask me Elohim. Eternally I am bound only to Yah. Till he overcomes the world, I'll give the morning star.
Now sleep, now wait, now shake, now make the earthquake levitate, I make the levees break.
Harley Quinn and you're the Joker. Mine's going down Chicago lines like Engine 9. Let's not jump track, but keep it intact, cause I ain't trying to lose you. The very first night I told you exactly what I wanted to do, and it was all true to keep you. You're afraid for me to have your heart. I don't want us to part. And how can we stay together if you don't let me show you I can guard your heart through storms and inclement weather? We can change over, turn to the new day, abide in peace and bliss that you always see when the storm's over. And after it all, even if the buildings fall, there remains just you and I. And what else do we need? As it was in the beginning, so in the end shall it be. You on my arms, I'm holding you, you're holding me. And my eyes, love and beauty, solace with you next to me. This is what I came to see, your real love, prepare for me. Open those beautiful round brown eyes and see I need you next to me. You're afraid to fly, but I love to get high. Ever since a child, all I ever did was climb. I would never let you fall because you're mine. I'll show you how, carefully with time and care. We got life, baby, so we'll get there. Take my hand. Come on, baby, take my hand. I promise you gon' love this plan. When you have doubt and fears, I know how you are. Don't wanna tell me behind the scars. Let me apply ointment to the wound. We ain't gotta move along so soon. It's important to me if it's important to you. If it's real to you, then it's real to me. Without conversing, how can we see into one another's reality? The world looks different to you than it does to me. That's part of being created unique. But if you let me, I wanna see. Take my hand. Take my hand. Take my hand, I promise you I'll love this plan. Take my hand, I promise you gon' love this plan. It's something that I understand. As a protector and provider in your man, I know what you need. You don't even yet see. What I need is in you, and what you need is in me. From the outset, this is how it was designed to be. Then through time, something got between you and me. You were queen and I was king, and so it was meant to be. We forgot who we're supposed to be. Let's get back to destiny. I can't go it alone, I need you next to me. I was designed to be strong, not alone. I can build a house, I can't make a home if you ain't there. This ain't how the world talking, and I don't fucking care. We ain't on the brink of either greatness or despair. So take my hand, take my hand. Come on, baby, take my hand. I promise you gon' love this plan. Take my hand. I promise you gon' love this plan. Take my hand. It's something that I understand. As a protector and provider in your man, I know what you need, and you don't even yet see. What I need is in you, and what you need is in me. From the outset, this is how it was designed to be. I can't go it alone, I need you next to me. Come on, baby, take my hand. I promise you're gonna love this plan.
This heart of mine for words to tell you. If you give me time, I swear I'll find a way. How I've come to feel about you, I couldn't think of life without you. What I'm feeling now, these words could never say.
I love baby hair. That's a double entendre, your baby and I. Love your hair, and I love the hair along your head too. Smasher cleaving to his wife, but cleave means to stay and leave. He stays and then he leaves. He works diligently, then returns. He leaves just to stay. He earns profits and wage through labor and thought if he's sage, and thus he and always cleaves. Now sleep, now wait, now shake. Now I make the earthquake levitate. I make the levees break. Indeed, I hated every detour. Going back, I rush towards you more steadily. I come back to you more directly. Seeing proximity to you is heavenly. The fire in my eyes are cool with love. So I wanna do whatever to keep you happy. Though push it come to shove. Me Esperanza, I hope. No coincidence, but providence. I'm been waiting for you. I wanna tell you everything to share and alleviate your pain. Wanna hear all your dreams and share in your work and your art. Wanna cover you in love, listen to the beat of your heart. And know what moves you to hear your intimate thoughts. Lie next to you, look into your eyes and have pillow talk. You feel like hand in glove, eye and I see the light inside, coriander, the spice of life. You restore the taste, your hand and light it upon my face. I can find no better, no other, no way to replace. Tremble off my hand, for this down to accuracy was planned. And two, for the thought of not having you. One, oh one, return to your first love. Provocation and jealousy, zealous for my wife, I need her next to me. As before when I felt ecstasy, how can I divorce thee? Though we go to the ends of the earth, then shall I bring you back? Though we be estranged, every obstacle I shall remove that. Go see your tingo, favor contigo, por favor, padre, hijo, Espíritu Santo, ayúdame, yo necesito mi mía, minsa mek gimo, akala minsa mek yo también. But who could ever compare to you? Baby, I see you, and it's an emergency, yes, I see you. I'm asking, just marry me. I thought about it carefully. It's about more than how fair you are to me, more than how appealing, more than just a feeling, more than the sweet sound of your voice in my hearing, more than showing off the prettiest wife, deeper than death in life. It's about a reality better than fantasy. That's everything you are to me. It's about the meaning of your name, Mia, mine, my own, and myself. You are me outside my own body. It's about losing you is losing me. You're the only one, the only love that's strong enough to claim me. So then claim me, for I claim thee. My hand beneath your thigh. The promise is to you and I, good things come to those who wait. Nothing to speculate, nothing else to pursue. As surely as y'all lives, S2, it's you. You still behind the door, I was mesmerized by your eyes. Me Esperanza, I called you the reason I couldn't know then. I found out, so I'm ready to begin. And the glory is for you and I found my why. Glory is for you and I found my why. Mine's going down Chicago lines like Engine 9. Let's not jump track, but keep it intact, cause I ain't trying to lose you. The very first night I told you exactly what I wanted to do, and it was all true. To keep you, I can guard your heart through storms and inclement weather. We can change over, turn to the new day, abide in peace and bliss that you always see when the storm's over. And after it all, even if the buildings fall, there remains just you and I. And what else do we need? As it was in the beginning, so in the end shall it be. You on my arms, I'm holding you, you're holding me. And my eyes, love and beauty, solace with you next to me. This is what I came to see, your real love, prepare for me. Open those beautiful round brown eyes and see I need you next to me. Divorce the old thing, shake forth the mortal core, marking rotated shapes and shaded squares, so similar to smaller pairs on the granite floor. I mourn the loss of the only thing I adore, much before it was gained, preempting love's demise, to avoid inevitable pain, or to see the light again in your eyes. But at first glimpse I marked you, too precious a thing, and instinct said to refrain. For losing you, how could I rebound, intricately laced as calligraphy? You came to untangle me from a bound, and kept me from flight. How marvelous a touch to remove the ground on which my feet trod, when in fact for sore disappointment that I've been robbed for God. That which no eye had seen appeared, and there where you found, well, you found me even a child, as was I, but much more you. Astonishment on top of surprise, delight by touch and lovely in my eyes. Restored was I by you. The light, it lighted much, and the rose it grew to blossom into a garden in time. In my view, in my heart, in my mind, you.
Is that too much? Trying to find love in a world so
You're better than anything I ever seen before. I'm wondering if I ever even dreamed before I saw you. First time in a long time, saw you. Had my mind made up, I was about to spend the rest of my life, didn't remember you. See, it was gonna be her till I heard and saw you. Took a detour, mind blew. Be beautiful was all you. I suppose I could have ignored that. You were just a tender rose. I thought I would do good and touch something inside of you. Try to inspire you. I was the one that got touched, in fact, imagine that. What I tried to nourish, it fed me back. Years your senior, wouldn't know it now by your demeanor. Look at you, how you grew from the baby that first came to me and saying to me how it all began. There's no clue you. Fiction has nothing on the truth. Now I stand in awe again as I did then when you will again and again every time we first meet. Cause every time I see you it's like the first time to me. We touch first, then we see, then we speak. The strangest thing, the very first touch, you brought a word of comfort to me. That's why you'll always be my favorite MC. You'll always be my baby. You're living your life now, I see. I stand aside, but not to budge a bit. I'll always be whatever you need after Shaw. Years later, when I met you on the sidewalk as I was leaving you and see, I laughed to keep from crying and said, baby, it's fair. You said, listen to me. I said, you should get to live your life too. You were right there. Drunk in the happiness I was then, but I need you to know I'm right here. I was happy then because I had a glimpse of God's perfect plan. But as I was being driven away, I was literally being torn apart. Being pulled dust from my heart. I mean, you just got in there. Suddenly no longer seemed fair. God knows how to make a thing right. I'm just trying to stay aware till it's alright. I'm trying to breathe with that air. I mean, I'm Sparks and Chris Browning over here. I mean, I love you tell, but I hate to share. We need more time like eternity. Got me going out my mind. I'm back to writing poetry. Oh me, let me pour a glass of wine as I think about the last time I scooped you up in my arms. I knew you were there before I saw you again. I mean, it's like I can feel you in the wind. No tingle, no my swing. This is what my heart was saying. Till my heart realized the quarter song was close. You said you know who you're talking to? My reply, how could I not know you? If I'm talking to you, well, baby, I'm talking to me. I am the Father, you and me. We in the Son, the meaning of two become one. Tabernacle, you help me understand, make me want to be a better man, make me want to make better plans. Mims and Mac Gimel, we got our own language, only you and I understand, like will and grace. It's called a macchiato, in short, I miss your face. The light shines and you stop the show, who could ever replace? I'm Martin, you're my Gina, all I'm saying is love is in your face. Flashing lights, I carry you whether I go. I checked in on you and found from a distance I shared your pains. Was seeing the connection, even with distance it waxes not wanes. Reminiscent, took a trip up north 2 years ago and reached a point I couldn't pass through. Nothing was hindering, but I felt my heart calling out and didn't know what to do. I had been driving a few hours and nearly turned around, called my friend from high school and said, I don't think I can make it there now. What's going on? She said. I explained. I felt my heart calling out to me from somewhere. She said, from what direction? I thought it was strange if she even tamed what I was saying. But I made my confession. Truthfully, it's coming from there, the direction I'm going in, but it's scaring me. She said why, I couldn't explain, but as I tried to turn back I felt more pain. I called back and said I'll be there. I made it there safe. We hung out, we laughed, she showed me around the place. We went downtown on the metro, got off and ate crepes, and suddenly there on the square I became aware. See, I had lost track of you, but at that moment I knew you were there. I threw my hands in the air, my lips began a prayer. God, my baby is here somewhere, and I know she's been through some pain. Aloud on the city block, so unashamed, yet wondering what was happening. I was on my character but didn't really care. I swear to you it's not a game, but a mysterious, miraculous thing. I never spoken aloud to God in public like that before, but once I started couldn't hold back anymore. So there in the city, it's not a city, I pray that he send you back to me. I've seen a lot of things, but even still, this astonished even me. What's next, only time can reveal. So much up in the air, I wait patiently till the signs are clear. I'm holding up the signs right here. We both had to roam, hate I had to leave more than you know. But baby, please come home, don't make me write you 1,000 songs. I promise surely this evening is dark and the light hails the day. Never will I ever let love pass away. If I gotta fast and pray, then I couldn't find a better way to pass the day. Cause baby, when you pass my way, you surpassed all hopes I ever had of a good and perfect gift to make me glad. So I call you Regala, mi amor, mas bella. Let me breathe you in and touch your smooth, fair skin. Run my hands through your hair, come let me breathe again. Oh air, me air, me air. Let's turn fair to fine and find it great. When it comes to time, no doubt in mine. Couple rings round this way like the infinity sign. Kept in a safe place, the baby is ready to say the words I want to hear. Oh yeah, me air.
emotional strain. I only wanted to expose your life to the finer things. I offer you my company, girl. You don't need no sympathy, you just need someone who cares. Whatever you want, whenever you need me. Now maybe I should drive right over, show you my new ride, or take you shopping out on the town. Would that make you feel your best? I'll go out of my way to make sure you have everything. And I want to be the one who will always be there to give you whatever you want. Whenever you need me, girl, whatever you want. Whenever you need me, so I will try to run a game on you. Just sure as my name is no way. Now I'll be there for you. When I say whatever you want, girl, whenever you need me, whatever you want, whenever you need me, call. Now you know I've never been a type to have a loss of words, so I tell you these feelings I have for you, they are so true, girl. I heard someone say that love can be so blind, yeah. I'll give you your space to go, and you know I'll always be there. I will try to run a game on you. Just as sure as my name is no way. I'll be there for you, and I will just like me and give you fine things. Never have to worry about another in your place. So believe me when I say whatever you want, whenever you need me, whatever you want, girl, whenever you need me, girl, I will be right there for you. Whenever you need me, just call. Whatever you want, girl. Whenever you need me, call. Da, 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 da.